Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing. Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing. Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing. Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing. Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing. Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing. Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing. Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.
Good afternoon everyone. Thank you for joining us today for this significant event in the journey of Motilal Oswal Financial Services. I am Bhavin Shah from Motilal Oswal Group, your moderator for today's Brokers Analyst Meet regarding our maiden public issue of secured non-convertible debentures. Firstly, let me extend a warm welcome to all the esteemed brokers and analysts present here today. We appreciate your presence in the importance of this occasion and we are truly grateful for your time and attention. As you all are aware, Motilal Oswal Financial Services has established itself as a reputable name in the financial service industry with a steadfast commitment to integrity, transparency and client satisfaction. Our foray into the public issue NCD market marks a significant milestone in our journey, one that reflects our confidence in our business model and our vision for the future. Before we delve into the specifics of our NCD issue, I would like to provide a brief overview of the agenda for today's session. We will begin with a presentation by our esteemed speakers, who will provide insights into the rationale behind our NCD offerings, its key feature, and the investment opportunity it presents. Following the presentation, we will open the floor for questions, allowing you to seek clarification on any aspects of the issue that may require further clarification. Questions can be posted through Q&A section of the Zoom, and we will take up those questions. We have management from our company and also senior management representing the lead managers to the public issue. Let me introduce this eminent speaker. We have Mr. Ajay Menon. Mr. Menon is a whole-time director and CEO of Motilal Oswal Financial Service. He holds a bachelor's degree in commerce from NM College, Mumbai, and is a member of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. He joined Motilal Oswal Group in 1998, and since then he has been associated with the group. We have Mr. Shalibhadra Shah. Mr. Shah is a director and a CFO of Motilal Oswal Financial Service. He is a qualified chartered accountant and has been associated with the group for 18 plus years. We have Mr. Pranav Inamdar, Director Trust Securities. Mr. Inamdar is one of the founder member of the Trust Group and Trust Security Services and drives a national network of niche relationship at Trust Group. He is an MBA from University of Mumbai. He brings with him 28 years of rich experience in capital market, working across client profiles nationally. Then we have Mr. Ajay Marwa, Senior Executive Vice President and Global Head Fixed Income Markets, Nuvama Wealth Management. Mr. Marwa is an industry veteran and has over 25 years of fixed income experience, and in the past has held senior management positions in the domestic and international capital market. Mr. Marwa has been associated with Nuvama since 2021, running across Nuvama's renewed forays into domestic and international fixed income markets. With that said, I would like to invite our first speaker to begin the session. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Pranav Inamdar to give opening remarks, followed by a presentation by the company from Mr. Shalibhadra Shah and Mr. Ajay Menon, who will provide an overview of the Motilal Oswal Financial Services Company and the details about the public issue NCD offerings.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you all on behalf of Motilal Oswal Financial Services and the lead managers to the Brokers and Analyst Conference of Motilal Oswal Financial Services Limited, maiden public issue of secured, rated, listed, redeemable, non-convertible debentures, which opens for subscription on April 23rd, 2024 and closes on May 7, 2024. The lead managers to the issue are Trust Investment Advisors Private Limited, Motilal Oswal Investment Advisors Limited, and Nuvama Wealth Management Limited. The introduction has already been done, however, representing the company we have with us Mr. Ajay Menon, who is the whole-time Director and CEO, Broking and Distribution, and Mr. Shalibhadra Shah, who is the CFO. And from the lead manager's side, we have Ajay Marwa from Nuvama Wealth and myself, Pranav Inamdar from the Trust Group. A brief background or an introduction about Motilal Oswal Financial Services Limited. Motilal Oswal Financial Services Limited is one of the largest full-service brokers in India with highest gross revenue as on March 31st, 2023. The company had started its operations in 1987 as a provider of sub-broking and prudential portfolio services and has a vast experience of 37 years in broking and distribution. It also offers a lot of wide variety of range of financial products and services such as retail broking and distribution, institutional broking, investment banking, asset management, private equity, wealth management, and housing finance. Moving on to the details of the issue, the base issue size is of 500 crores with an option to retain an oversubscription of another 500 crores aggregating 1000 crores. The NCDs have been rated CRISIL AA stable by CRISIL and AA stable by India Ratings. The issue is scheduled to open on April 23, 2024 and closes on May 7, 2024 with an option of early closure once the requisite amount is mobilized at an early date. The face value of the NCD will be rupees 1000 per NCD with a minimum application of 10 NCDs and in multiples of 1 NCD thereafter. There are 4 categories of investors. Category 1, which is a QIB category. Category 2, which are the corporate category. Category 3, which is the HNI category, which includes individuals and HUFs applying for an amount more than 10 lakhs. And category 4 is the retail investment category. It includes individuals and HUFs applying up to an amount of 10 lakhs. There are total of 8 series carrying fixed coupon and having tenure of 24, 36, 60 and 120 months with annual, monthly and cumulative options. The effective yield on NCDs have been fixed ranging from 8.85 to 9.7 for all categories of investors. The NCDs are proposed to be listed on NSE and BSE. BSE shall be designated stock exchange for the issue and the allotment will be on a first come first serve basis. I now invite Mr. Shalibhadra Shah to address the gathering. Thank you.
Thank you, Pranav. Good evening, everyone. Let me talk about the group structure and our group businesses for a few minutes. So first, yeah. So as far as the Motilal Oswal Financial Services Group is concerned, we operate into 4 segments of our business. So first segment is the capital market segment. The second segment is our asset and wealth management business. The third segment is housing finance business. And the fourth is treasury investments. Capital market actually is our oldest business, which comprise of actually retail broking and distribution business. It also comprises of institution broking business and the investment banking business. These businesses, the broking business is a part of our issuer entity, which is Motilal Oswal Financial Services Limited, and that is the parent company of the group. And below this parent company, we have all the other segments of business as well, which is the second segment, which is the asset management company, which represents Motilal Oswal Asset Management of our equity mutual funds, portfolio management services and alternate funds. We also have a private equity business, which involves managing the private equity and real estate fund management business. And then we have the wealth management business, which is represented in a separate subsidiary called Motilal Oswal Wealth Management. Asset and wealth management businesses were actually seeded over last 15 years, and they are now the second largest segment of our contribution after the capital market businesses. The third segment of our operations is the recent one, which is the housing finance business, which is represented as Motilal Oswal Home Finance Limited. And our fourth segment of operations is actually the treasury investments. So basically, the free cash flow profits that we generate out of each of these segments, after paying dividends, we actually invest as a treasury investment on our balance sheet out of our net worth. So moving forward, so about each of our group business, so actually while I spoke about our capital market business segment, so there we have retail broking business where we are one of the largest full service broker by CRISIL. So we are ranked number 1 in terms of our brokerage revenue as a full service house, and we have a client base of 42 lakh customers in this business. Along with this business, we also have the institution equity business, which is one of the strong backbone of our research at the organization level, and where we have a very strong experienced research team covering multiple sectors and corporates. And we are again ranked 1 in this business in terms of our corporate access and execution by Asia Money poll. So these are, and along with this, we have the investment banking business, where we actually advise various companies for the primary market issuances and the secondary deals that we do on our M&As and private equity transactions. That is part of our capital market offerings. On our asset management side, so we have the public market business of Motilal Oswal Asset Management, where we have now assets under management of 65,000 crores. So this business has grown very well over last few years, apart from our capital market story. Again, we have the private equity business, which manages the growth capital funds and the 4 real estate funds that we have launched. And coupled with this, we have the wealth management business, which has almost about 90,000 crore of AUM under management, where we actually cater to almost 6,300 HNI families and 251 RMs. And the last business is the housing finance business, which is basically now having an AUM of 3,800 crores, and we are present in 12 states and has 111 branches. So we have well diversified suite of businesses, starting with capital market and well diversifying into asset and wealth and housing finance, and all of these are subsidiaries to the issuer company, which is Motilal Oswal Financial Services. Moving on, so I just talk about how the group was evolved. So the group started its operations in 1987, so now it's a 37-year-old group, and it started as a small sub-broking outfit. Actually, it was founded by Mr. Motilal Oswal and Mr. Ramdev Agarwal, and both were hostel partners and chartered accountants. And that's how the business was started, as a small sub-broking house. And actually, in 2005, Motilal Oswal Financial Services was then incorporated, which is the issuer company. And in 2006, till 2006, we had only a broking business in the offerings. In 2006, the group actually ventured into the investment banking, private equity, and the wealth management business, which were the second segment of our operations. And then in 2007, we became a equity listed company. So we raised private equity and equity capital in 2000, between 2005 to 2007. That was the only time when the group has raised equity capital from the shareholders. Post that, so far the group has been generating very strong free cash flows for the business and has never raised equity capital till now. Then came actually in 2010, where we thought that even while we are a very strong research and advisory backbone, how do we actually leverage that strength and become a very strong asset manager for managing the wealth of our customers as well? So we launched actually the asset management business with the maiden mutual fund offerings. And then we actually ventured into the lending businesses. So in 2014, we actually formed a housing finance business, which is into affordable housing only, with average ticket size of 10 lakh rupees. And so since 2014, so our treasury was also formed, where the free cash flows of these businesses were also invested into a lot of our asset management and our private equity products, and has provided very strong backbone to the group of balance sheet as well as very strong returns. And then in December 2003, so we actually are now having assets under advice of almost 4.5 lakh crore. And we have recorded our highest ever revenues and profitabilities in both capital market business and even at the group level. And our 9-month profit is 2001 crore, which is profit after tax for the first 9 months of this financial year 23-24. Moving on. So what are our key strengths? So our key strengths are actually, we are a 37-year-old very strong brand, and we have a double engine business model, which I'll also explain in the coming slide, which is the operating business model as well as the treasury investing model. We have a very strong experienced management team. We have a robust business infrastructure and a very strong network of our business partners in each of our business. Again, all of these is with the backbone of very strong research and advisory capabilities that we have developed over so many years through our expertise in equity. And we have a very strong balance sheet, I would say one of the strongest balance sheet in the industry that we have as a financial services player. Moving on. I'll talk in detail about each of these trends. So being a 37-year-old brand, we were actually, our brand is very well recognized in each of the business, whether it is our retail broking business or our institution equity business or our asset and wealth businesses, and now even in housing finance. We were awarded as the brand of the year by CNBC TV18 at the India Business Leadership Awards. And we also got listed in as a Fortune 500 company. And apart from that, we were covered by Forbes Super 50 companies, and Motilal Oswal was also featured as a Fortune 500 India and even in the Hall of Fame by CNBC in the 10th Financial Advisor Awards. We are also a great place to work on this as a 7th time in India by GPTW. Moving on. So I was talking about the double engine model. This is a very unique business model that we have. So on one side, we have the 7 operating businesses, which I spoke about. On the other side, actually, all of the profit generated by these businesses, we have been actually very consistently paying dividends at 28% to 35% of our profits. So these, the profits remaining after paying dividends are reinvested as treasury investments, and these investments actually are again strategically used by the operating business also. So there's a very good synergy that on one side we have a lot of capital on the balance sheet, which is reflected by these investments. These investments are largely into equity, mutual funds, private equity products. These are all not only as a sponsor we put money in these investments, but these investments also we have put huge amount of our balance sheet free cash flow, which gives a lot of capital to our operating businesses on the capital market side, which is the broking broking business, and at the same time provides a lot of stability on the balance sheet for the future growth, because these cashes are retained as a net worth. And not only that, our treasury book has also generated an IRR of 18.5% on these investments since inception. So that is how our operating business plus treasury is a very unique model in the industry which we carry, and is a model which we have been scaling up since last decade, and we are hopeful of scaling this both the operating business and treasury book in the coming times as well. Moving on. We have a very experienced management team. So this team, so while led by the promoters, Mr. Motilal Oswal and Mr. Ramdev Agarwal, we have actually the entire org structure, a very strong org structure below each of our businesses, led by professional CEOs. Each of these CEOs largely on capital market side or on asset and wealth side, they have been with the group for 2 decades or more than 10 years, and have provided a lot of stability. And each of the leadership, the focus is to actually deliver sustainable revenues and profitability. That's how the entire MD and CEO driven culture of each of our operating business, whether asset management or retail broking and distribution, institutional equities and investment banking, and also on the private equity, housing finance and wealth side. We also have a strong backbone of support functions, which is our technology and human resources apart from finance. Moving on, so at the group level, we have a very, very strong distribution network, so which we have created over last 37 years of our journey across businesses. So our distribution network is having more than 8,000 business associates and 20,000 IFAs who actually do the distribution of our brokerage as well as all our other financial products. And again, we have a very strong geographical reach where we are present in more than 2,500 business locations, and which covers almost 98% of the PIN codes of India. And even on the clientele side, we have now crossed 7 million customers as of 31st March 24, which is a remarkable number which we have achieved through a lot of client addition coming through the capital market funnel. Our employees count stands at 11,290. And again, we have a very strong advisory and research team with more than 2,500 advisors and 36 research analysts who cover more than 250 stocks. On the infrastructure side, so we have created very, very strong infrastructure capacity for our future growth. So one is our Motilal Oswal Towers in Mumbai in Prabhadevi, where we are currently present. And in the last financial year, we also created capacities by building such, adding more towers on Ahmedabad as well as Bangalore. And there are future plans to even expand more infrastructure to build capabilities for our next driver of our growth in each of our businesses. Moving on. Yeah, so I would now like to invite Mr. Ajay Menon, who is the MD and CEO of our retail broking business, for his insights on the broking industry trends and our broking business.
Good evening, friends. Welcoming you all to this webinar, our first NCD issue of Motilal Oswal Group in the broking business. Thank you for coming in here. Now I'd like to give you a brief perspective of the broking industry. We all know that post-COVID, the broking industry has gone through huge volume growth in the last few years. And as we speak, just last week, we had the Sensex at the highest, and we were at the all-time high of 75,000 on the Sensex. Going forward, we feel that the broking industry has grown tremendously well, and the scope to grow from here on looks much more bigger. Looking at the Demat account growth in the last 10 years, there is a 20% CAGR growth. As we talk today, we are more than 14 crore accounts in Demat accounts across all the broking fraternity. Coming to the gross domestic savings, we are now at 29%. India is at 29% gross domestic savings, which is very much in between the UK and Singapore, which is at 60%, whereas UK is at 16%, as you see. So we are very much in the middle. So there is huge savings potential in this country. Household savings has been growing at 8% CAGR for the last 10 odd years. We are currently at 49 lakh crores as we speak. So huge potential of savings building on. The average daily turnover for this broking industry has again gone through the roof. We are growing at 51% CAGR from a low of 1 crore, 1 lakh crores. We are currently at 322 lakh crores. And even last year we have doubled our daily turnover from 155 lakh crores to more than 300 lakh crores, and it is consistently growing month on month. Looking at the market share of the top 10 players, where Motilal Oswal stands one of them, that is also consistently growing from 50% in say 2017 to almost reaching 80% as we speak. So again, a huge growth there. The broking industry revenues pie, if you look at the industry revenue pie, it was around 9,400 crores in 2000 and which has grown 47% CAGR in these years, and as we speak in 23 it is around 30,000 crores. And our estimate, even at a nominal 16 to 18% CAGR growth in the next 3 years, will be at around 55,000 crores. So again, a huge potential to grow from here as we look ahead. Coming to our standalone numbers of the broking business, I think we have been tremendously growing this business as we build up the overall broking business as a group. The broking business itself has got the broking business, the distribution business, and the funding business, the retail broking business. Within the retail broking business, we have equities, commodity, currency, and our biggest asset has been our advisory strength of more than 2,000 advisors across the country. Within the distribution space, we have all the distribution products as we speak today, whether it's mutual funds, insurance, AIF, PMS, private equity, FDs. We are starting up with loans. So all the distribution aspects are being covered as part of the retail broking. We have got a very big funding book on the MTF side, as well as the T+5 receivable. We will be more than 4,000 crores overall at the group level. Over and above, the broking business consists of the institutional equities, which again is a strong in-house research capabilities has been built in over here, and that has been the backbone of the overall Motilal Oswal fundamentals. The research and advisory has been our strength as we build this business across the group. If you look at the key highlights, the CRISIL rating has said that we are the top broker in the overall service broker in terms of gross brokerage. We are the number one in terms of the overall brokerage. We have got assets of around 4.4 lakh crores overall at the group level. More than 42 lakh plus clients as we talk. The biggest asset has been our geographical presence across 550 cities, 2,500 business locations, which covers almost 98% of the pin codes across the country. Over and above that, we are also present internationally. We have got our NRI business across the whole world. We have got our business associates, which are the oldest business for us, the franchisee network with more than 8,000 business associates across the country. And this has been our biggest strength as we have built the broking business in all these years. And they have been a part of the overall growth journey for us. This has also helped us in building the strongest ARPU in the industry. We are at around 28,000 crores ARPU in the industry, which is by far at least 5 times more than what is the industry average if I talk about the overall industry. Looking at the distribution AUM, we are, as we talk, we are almost 27,000 crores of distribution AUM, which is consistently growing, and we have doubled this in the last 3 years and looking at doubling it from here on in the next 3 to 5 years again. The credit rating, as you all know, is AA stable. This again is from CRISIL and ICRA. As we talk, we have crossed 7,900 employees, and we are consistently building the growth, and we see that the number of employees, we are continuously hiring as we want to build onto the growth journey. As I spoke about the business network, this has been our biggest strength in all these years. If you see the map, we are covering across the length and breadth of the country. That has been the consistent growth journey for us in all these years before we built our branch business and the PCG business across the country. So we cover each and every part of this country through the business associate network, and which has been not only doing the broking business but also assisting in the overall AUM business and the distribution of different asset class. As I spoke to you about the average daily turnover growing across the industry, we have grown at a much faster pace at 143% CAGR year on year. As we talk today, we are at 5,000 lakh crore is the 5 lakh crores is the average daily turnover, and that has been growing on a continuous trend if you look at it year on year. Looking at the client base, again, that has been growing at 29% CAGR. We are at more than 42 lakh clients. We look at quality client base, and we have always been able to add up more and more quality accounts through our strength of research and advisory, which has been always the base on which we have built our client base. The distribution AUM, as I spoke, we have grown over the last 2 years from 13,000 crores in March 21 to, as we talk, it's more than 26,000 crores. So that is consistently growing, and the biggest investment in the last few years has been on this distribution AUM, which we plan to build up in a very big way as we move forward. And we have been hiring consistently in this team. We have more than 200 plus people only looking at distribution, and we are doubling this up in the next year itself. So huge potential to grow in the distribution side. Looking at the digital capabilities, we have come out with our latest app, which is a super app across all our products. It is called the RISE, which covers not only broking and the research and advisory capabilities of our broking business, but also into all the distribution businesses, whether it is mutual funds, life insurance, US stocks, the FDs, and you can cover all your financial needs through one app. And this has just got launched, and we'll be exploring this in a big way as we move ahead. And we are always, our backbone has been on our advisory and research, but that has been also uplifted by the digital capabilities which we have built, so that the investor can not only do business through the app, but also talk to our advisor at the same time and have the connect with the advisory capabilities at our firm level. Looking at the institutional equities, which again has been one of the oldest businesses, and has been known for its research and corporate access, and has been awarded for that a number of times. We are covering more than 250 plus companies across 21 sectors, and catering to more than 850 plus institutional clients. We have got a 50 plus research and corporate access team, which is one of the highest in the industry, and institution team has been winning the award as won the best execution award and the best corporate access award in the last year, and has been the second best in the domestic brokerage sales as well as in the brokerage transformation business. So the institutional equities is also a bigger force in the overall broking business, covering the retail and the overall institutional business. Going forward, I would ask Shalipadra to give you overall on the financials and the overall compounding machinery which we have set up in the so many years, and how we see this growing as we build up the whole thing.
Thank you, Ajay, for that insightful coverage on the industry and the broking business. So moving on, actually, in terms of our financial track record and the financials. So actually, these are numbers for last 2 years and 9 months, and our total income has actually grown at 13% CAGR. Our total income now for the first 9 months of December financial year 23-24 stands at 3,106 crores. And as I was talking about how we are well diversified, so we have actually a very strong growth in our brokerage and fee income. So these are standalone financials of our broking business, and brokerage and fee income has grown at 11% CAGR over last 2 years and 9 months, and that is part of our broking income. And also apart from that, we have fund-based income, which is also growing sharply, which is our interest income through our lending operations in the broking business as well. So that income has grown at 55% CAGR. And then led by our treasury income also, which is basically the investment income, which is also growing very strong over last few years. Next slide. Moving on, our balance sheet stands very strong, Our net worth is 5,173 crores in the broking business, and the net worth itself has also grown at 15% CAGR. So we have very strong growth of net worth after paying 30% dividends, because as I was talking about our operating cash flows and our treasury investments, which has led to this growth. And looking at the overall leverage, we are very moderately leveraged. We stand at just 0.9 times leverage on debt to equity. And again, we have a very large investment book of almost 4,500 crores, which is highly liquid book on our balance sheet. So technically, if you consider that, then practically the leverage is not there at all. Our lending book continues to rise sharply. As of September 23, our lending book was 2,700 crores. This is largely comprised of our margin trade finance book and the T+5 lending. And our investment book treasury, which I was talking, is now stands at 4,791 crores, which has also grown at 9% CAGR over last 2 years and 9 months. Moving on, in terms of our standalone profitability, so actually our revenue, total income stands at 3,106 crores for first 9 months of this year, which is up 54% on a year-on-year basis. And our total expenses are up at 30%, which translates into a profit before tax growth of almost 117%. And adding to the entire treasury income, our total comprehensive income, which has grown at, stands at 1,209 crores for the first 9 months, which is up 202% on a year-on-year basis. Largely, the line items represents growth on our fee and commission income, which is our brokerage income. So on one side, we have robust industry growth of volumes. Coupled with that, our market share has also grown, and which led into translating a higher revenue growth for us. And then we have very strong growth on our investment incomes, which is a function of our investments which we have done in our asset management and private equity products, which represents very sharp jump in the profits as well. So overall put together, first 9 months is throwing 1,209 crores of profit in the broking business, which is up 200%. Moving on. Our balance sheet is growing very strongly. Our total assets stands at 18,800 crores, and looking at our entire net worth stands at 5,173 crores. I discussed about our debt equity is modest at 0.9, and even the debt equity is because our free cash flows have actually been invested in the investment book, which stands at 4,791 crores as of 30th September. Moving on, these are consolidated P&L as well. At the group level, again, the group has grown very sharply. So we have almost touched 5,000 crores of revenue in the first 9 months of our operations, which is again up 58% on a year-on-year basis. And our profit after tax for first 9 months stands at 1,721 crores, which is again up 146% on a year-on-year basis, and our total comprehensive income has crossed now 2,000 crores. So for the first 9 months, the group has delivered highest ever profitability of 2,000 crores plus in the first 9 months of its operations, which is also up 201%. So both on broking as well as group level, we have achieved the highest ever revenue and profitability numbers for this financial year. Moving on. So that is as far as the financials was concerned, and I will move to the issue structure and the related information thereon. The issuer company is the parent company Motilal Oswal Financial Services, and the size of the issue is 1,000 crores. This is our first maiden issue of our bonds, and these instruments are secured and redeemable. These are listed instruments, and listing is on both NSE and BSE. Our credit rating stands at CRISIL AA, stable by CRISIL, and India ratings AA, stable by India ratings. And our overall proceeds, the objects of the issue is to actually deploy this proceeds into the meeting the working capital requirements. The working capital requirements have gone up over last few years in this business, and even in the first 9 months of our operations, we've seen a surge in our working capital requirements. The working capital actually depicts the requirements of money for actually putting margins in the exchange, which has got enhanced because one is enhanced growth in the market, and also coupled coupled with that our market share, which has led to enhanced capital to be put in the exchange as a broker. And overall, coupled with this, the proceeds which remain will also be used for general corporate purpose, but capped up to the 25% of the overall proceeds. The security cover is at 1.2x of the outstanding principal amount and all the interest due and payable thereon. The issue is opening on 23rd of April and will get closed on 7th of May 2024 with an option to early close as well. So in terms of our issues, so we have actually 8 series and largely the series are bifurcated also because of our monthly and annual coupon options on the interest. The minimum application value is 10,000 and face value of each NCD is 1,000 rupees. So we have tenures ranging from 24 months, 36 months, 60 months and 120 months. So that is up to 10 years. And we have offered coupons ranging from 8.85% for 24 months to 9.7% for a 10-year period. And overall, there is no put and call option in this. Move on. Our issuance partners, we have actually Trust as the lead manager for this issue along with Nuvama Wealth and Motilal Oswal Investment Banking is also part of our lead manager. We have debenture trustee who is Beacon trustee of the issue. Registrar to the issue is Link in Time. We have legal counsel who is Cyril Amarchand Mangaldas. The issue bonds are listed on both BSE and NSE, and bankers to the issue are HDFC Bank and ICICI Bank, and rating agencies CRISIL and India Ratings. I spoke about the object of the issue. So again, the working capital needs are intensive in the business. While we have various facilities from banks and financial institutions, but we wanted to also diversify our liability strategy through issuance of the non-convertible debentures as well. And the additional funds will be utilized for our working capital purposes. We have in our prospectus, we have put out the requirements of our working capital, how they have evolved over FY23 and 9 months FY24, and how we see for till the period ending June 2024. And actually, the broader index Nifty has grown 25% in last 9 months till December 23, and our ADTO has actually grown almost 100% in that period, which has led to enhancing the working capital requirements for our business, and the balance is part of the general corporate purpose. That is it as far as the presentation is concerned. Thank you for the patient hearing, and now I will open up the floor for question and answers, and for the next few minutes we'll take up the question and answer, followed with Mr. Ajay Marwa, who from the lead manager side, who will be taking forward.
And Mr. Shah for the detailed overview about the company and the public issue offerings. I request all participants to post your questions in Q&A section and we'll address your queries. We have our first questions. So the request has come to answer a few of the questions in Hindi preferably. So the first question is, any plans of the company to enter into a discount brokerage space considering the group's strong positioning in the capital market segment?
So our strength has been our research and advisory. That has been our biggest strength till date, and that is the way we have built our business. And we feel that the requirement of advisory to build the overall capabilities for our customers to get the overall benefit of this industry is very important, backed with the strong research. So we feel that with that base of advisory and research, and along with the distribution AUM which we are trying to build up, we are very clearly focused on the quality of the customers and building the overall AUM for our customers, and at the same time ensuring that we are able to service the customers well, and that will be our strength as we build it, and that will, I think, will be in the best interest of our customers. So we don't see that we will be entering the discount broking space, because we feel that unless we are able to give value to our customers, it will not at the end of the day be in a win-win situation. So we will be very much focused onto our research and advisory capabilities.
Thank you, sir. So the second question is on the rate of interest. Is the rate of interest fixed in nature or floating? And also, is there any put or call option on the NCD?
So the rate of interest on this issuance is fixed rate of interest.
Hello.
And that is fixed rate for the tenures of 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, or 10 years as the applicant may apply. So it's a fixed rate of interest. It is not going to change. And as far as the put and call, there's no put and call option because we have actually put in various periods of 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, and 10 years for flexibility of the investors from their requirement of money.
Thank you, sir. So the next question is, can a client who is not a Motilal Oswal client also apply in the NCD offerings?
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. कोई भी क्लाइंट कोई भी अपनी डायरेक्टली आके वेबसाइट से फॉर्म डाउनलोड करके या ऑनलाइन अप्लाई कर सकता है. एट द सेम टाइम अपने इन्वेस्टमेंट एडवाइजर्स के थ्रू भी वो अप्लाई कर सकता है. कोई भी एलएम के थ्रू अप्लाई या कोई भी रजिस्टर्ड ब्रोकर के थ्रू या मोतीलाल फ्रेंचाइजी के थ्रू अप्लाई कर सकता है. मिनिमम एप्लीकेशन 10,000 की होनी चाहिए. उसके बाद 1 सिंगल बॉन्ड ऑफ 1,000 के हिसाब से मल्टीपल्स में कर सकते हैं.
Thank you. So next question is there any lock-in period for the NCD which the client will apply?
So no, there is no lock-in period for the NCDs. These are listed instruments on both BSE and NSE platforms, and client can exit them on these platforms. So there is no lock-in as far as any investor is concerned.
Thank you. So the next question is there any additional benefit of rate of interest for the investors or the shareholder of Motilal Oswal Group?
No, so we have not kept any such differentiated coupons for any person. It is standard across all categories of investors, whether it is retail, HNIs, corporate, institutions, and the coupons are same for all categories.
So also there are questions on the brokerages. So I would request every participant to directly get in touch with your respective broker to understand the brokerage structure on the NCD offerings. So next question is on the security cover. So what will be the security cover on the NCD offerings which the Motilal Oswal Group is offering?
The security cover is 1.2 times of our receivables in this business. So the receivables largely represents the receivable money from the customers for their T+5 book and the MTF book. And we have given a good security cover of 1.2 times, which will be monitored by the debenture trustee. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. So thank you speakers and thank you participants for this insightful presentation. So we have tried to address every questions. In case if you have any further questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to us directly. You can email us at shareholders@motilaloswal.com or you can contact the dedicated team of the lead managers. As we come to the end of our brokers meet, I would like to take this opportunity to express our gratitude to all of you for your active participation and engagement throughout. Now, before we conclude, we would like to invite Mr. Ajay Marwa to deliver the closing remarks and the vote of thanks.
Yeah, thanks very much, Bhavin, and a special thank you to Mr. Menon and to Shailbhadra Shah for this insightful presentation, and my partner Pranav for being present and clarifying some of the issues raised by the participants. Let me reiterate before we close the terms of the Motilal Oswal Financial Services. The base issue size is 500 crores with an option to retain oversubscription up to 500 crores, aggregating to a total amount of no more than 1,000 crores. The effective yield on these NCDs are having fixed interest ranges from 8.85% to 9.7% across all categories of investors. These NCDs have been rated as AA stable by CRISIL and AA stable by India Ratings. The allotment of these NCDs shall be made on a first come, first serve basis. On behalf of Motilal Oswal Financial Services Limited and both the lead managers, we would like to express our gratitude for your participation and interest in this public issue of NCDs and request for your gracious support to make this issue successful. Thank you very much, everyone, and over to you, Bhavin. Thank you.